There we go, okay. Greetings, fellow Whovians. Hope you're having a good week so far, and I hope you're all getting ready for Christmas, as well as this year's Christmas special. I know I am. Anyway, so let's continue our look at the Fourth Doctor era with the Sunmakers. Ahia, away we go. The inhabitants of Pluto in the far future are taxed to desperation, including the functionary Cordo, who is so overwhelmed by the size of his tax bill that he decides to take his own life. Oof. He's interrupted by the arrival of the Doctor and Leela from the TARDIS, who save him and discover that false suns have been created around Pluto to provide the ability for some of mankind to live. However, the company which owns the suns and the buildings on Pluto is using its economic stranglehold to extort ever-growing taxes through extreme usury. Well, that's not good. The Doctor is concerned at this economic and social structure, where each metropolis is ruled by a taxation gatherer, and the entire operation on the planet reports to a malevolent collector. Hopefully no one played by Benicio del Toro. Some citizens have rejected the social order and live in the dark tunnels of the Undercity. The Doctor, Leela, and Cordo venture there and encounter the renegades of the Undercity, vicious thieves and dropouts led by the brutal Mandrel. He tells the Doctor that he must use a stolen consom card to obtain money from a cash point or Leela will be killed. Dun dun dun. The gatherer of Megropolis 1, Hade, is alerted to the arrival of the TARDIS. He uses an electronic tracker to follow K9, who has departed the craft in search of his master. K9 finds the Doctor and Cordo at a cash point where the gatherer sees them and suspects they must be arms dealers. He orders his private guard, the inner retinue, to deal with them. When the Doctor tries the stolen card, he is overpowered by noxious gas and falls unconscious. Dun dun dun. When the Doctor awakes, he is in a correction center alongside a similarly incarcerated man named Bisham. They are likely to be tortured, but the Doctor is concerned for Leela, whom Mandrel threatened to kill if the Doctor did not return. Leela has defended herself, though, and Cordo, who evaded capture, returns to the Undercity with news of the Doctor's capture. This increases Leela's standing with the thieves, and the threat over her life diminishes. Yay! The Doctor's lot improves when he is released for questioning by Gatherer Hade, but Hade orders his movements tracked, believing the Doctor will lead him to the heart of a conspiracy against the company. Not knowing about this change in fortunes, Leela, Cordo, and K9 attack the correction center to try to rescue the Doctor. He has left, but they free Bisham. As they depart the center, they find their travelers blocked by inner retinue troopers. Dun dun dun. Leela leads her friends in attack on the guards, but she is injured and falls from a troop transporter they have commandeered. The Doctor has returned to the Undercity to find Mandrel, who refuses to believe he could have been simply released after such a crime. Cordo returns to Bishop and K9 and explains what has happened to Leela. He also uses a stolen blaster to force Mandrel to stop threatening the Doctor. He persuades the Undercity dwellers to revolt against the company. Their first target is the main control area where the company engineers PCM, a fear-inducing drug which helps keep the population servile and is being added to the air. Leela is presented to the Collector, an odious humanoid in a life-support wheelchair. The Collector deduces that Hade's conspiracy theory was unfounded and orders that Leela will be steamed to death. Dun dun dun. The Doctor saves Leela, but the microphones set up to relay her death screams instead relay the sound of Mandrel warning the Doctor of how little time he has left to rescue her. The Collector is incensed and even more troubled when the revolution starts spreading quickly. Gatherer Hade is thrown to his death from the top of his megropolis, and his underling, Marn, joins the revolution. Leela and the Doctor head for the Collector's palace, where he sabotages the computer system. The Collector arrives and is challenged by the Doctor, who discovers the being is a Usurian from the planet Usurius. He's a seed-like being with a sentient poisonous fungus. Okay then. The Doctor denounces this operation on Pluto, which consumed Mars as well as the population removed from the Earth. Before the Collector can implement a plan to gas the population of Pluto, Cordo and the lead rebels help the Doctor defeat the remaining members of the inner retinue. The Collector checks his computer to find the Doctor's input has resulted in projected bankruptcy, and the shock causes the Collector to revert to his natural state in a compartment at the base of his wheelchair. The Doctor seals him in, and he and Leela depart, with K9 leaving Cordo, Mandrill, and the others to contemplate recolonizing the Earth. Whew, so yeah, that was a lot of stuff going on in there. Anyway, let's look at some continuity, production, and outside references regarding this story. Excuse me. Regarding the story. Part 2 contains a rare false cliffhanger where Cordo, Bisham, Leela, and K9 spot an oncoming guard vehicle and Cordo says, "It's no good, they've seen us." The reprise at the beginning of Part 3 omits Cordo's remark and continues with Leela ordering K9 to hide, allowing it to easily disable the guards. Leela refers to her tribe, the Sevatim, seen in the face of evil. The computer quickly guesses the etymology of the name. The Usurians are aware of the Time Lords in Gallifrey, having graded the former as grade 3, of low potential commercial in their latest, quote, latest market survey. Rude. Michael Keating also played in the audio play The Twilight Kingdom as Major Koth, and in Year of the Pig as Inspector Chardalot. Louise Jameson stated in the DVD commentary of the story and on the commentary for The Towns of Wing Chiang that The Sunmakers was her favorite serial. Nice. Robert Holmes intended the serial to be a satire of his own experiences with the Inland Revenue Services. However, much of the political content was toned down by order of producer Graham Williams, who feared it would be controversial among viewers. Many of the letters and numbers used to denote the labyrinth of corridors in the city, for example P45, allude to well-known tax and governmental forms, and the abbreviation used to refer to this present as PCM also stands for per calendar month. The actor who played the collector, Henry Wolfe, had deep bushy eyebrows, very reminiscent of then Chancellor of Exchequer, Dennis Healy. However, Holmes presented the villains of the piece as working for a private corporation rather than a government. The director had originally intended that the giant credit cards featured in the story should resemble Barclay cards. This was vetoed by producer Graham Williams, who said that it would be free publicity for the bank. And God knows, banks will have enough free publicity as it is already. Near the end of Part 2, when prompted by Mandrill for a story, the Doctor begins, "Once upon a time, there were 3 sisters," mirroring the same story he started telling Sarah Jane Smith near the end of Part 3 in The Android Invasion. The Doctor refers to Galileo Galilei in passing, saying, "Galileo will be pleased." When one of the rebels rhetorically asks the Doctor, "What have we got to lose?" he replies, "Only your claims." This is a playful paraphrase of the famous slogan derived from the last lines of the Communist Manifesto. K9 refers to Pluto as the 9th planet. It was regarded as such at the time the program was written and broadcast. In 2006, Pluto lost that distinction when it was redefined as a dwarf planet. In this episode, Leela and the Doctor are identified as terrorists. In real life, Leela's character was partially based on Palestinian revolutionary Leila Khaled. Interesting. I did not know that until just now. So overall, a pretty interesting story, and I do like the social commentary that it makes. So, yeah. So, overall, I give The Sunmakers 3 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. Well, join me next week as we travel to Underworld. And no, I'm not talking about the movie series. That's completely different. Anyway, so until then, this is Hooving Queen saying, "Oh my giddy aunt! When I say run, run! I've reversed the polarity of the neutron flow. Would you like a jelly baby? Fantastic! Allons-y! Geronimo!" Bow ties are cool, fences are cool, and Stetsons are cool.